My fiancé's parents told me privately, sign this prenup giving her 70% of everything or no wedding. I said, let me think about it. Then I showed my fiancé the document they'd drafted without her knowledge. Her horror when she realized what her parents had been planning. I, 32 male, was sitting in my future in-laws' formal living room, the one with furniture nobody actually sits on, when her dad slid a manila folder across the coffee table. Just a formality, he said. Our attorney drafted something to protect everyone's interests. My fiancée was at her aunt's bridal shower. This was supposed to be a quick chat about final wedding headcount. Her parents, me, awkward small talk about the weather, standard stuff. Open the folder, prenuptial agreement typed across the top in bold. Okay. Not ideal, but not insane either. Some families do prenups. Started reading. Standard separation of assets, fine. Provisions for shared property, whatever. Then page 4 hit me like a truck. In the event of dissolution of marriage, wife shall receive 70% of all marital assets, including but not limited to retirement accounts, real property acquired before or during marriage, investment portfolios and business interests. Read it again, 70% of everything, including my condo that I bought outright before we even met, including my 401k I'd been building since I was 23, including assets I brought into the marriage. This gives her 70% of my premarital assets, I said. Her mom smiled. Well, she'll be giving up her prime earning years for children. That has monetary value. She's a kindergarten teacher. She's not quitting. Children change things, her dad said. She may need to reduce hours, stay home. You'll keep advancing your career while she sacrifices. It's only fair she's compensated. We haven't even talked about having kids. Her mom's smile tightened. You'll want them eventually. Our daughter deserves protection for that sacrifice. Protection is 50-50, I said. This is 70-30, in her favor. For assets I already own. If you really love her, her dad leaned forward, a prenup shouldn't matter. Sign it and we can all move forward with the wedding. There it was, the threat underneath the polite words. And if I don't sign? Then we'd need to reconsider whether this wedding should happen, her mom said. Like she was discussing the weather again. We can't support a marriage that doesn't protect our daughter's future. Sat there holding this document, feeling my brain catch up to what was happening. They ambushed me. Waited until my fiancé was gone, got me alone, dropped this bomb with 6 weeks until the wedding. Let me think about it, I said. Her dad's jaw tightened. We need an answer by this weekend. The wedding's coming up fast. Then I'll let you know this weekend. Drove home. My fiancé got back around 8, all happy and glowing from the shower, showing me the gifts people brought. Waited until she settled on the couch. Your parents had an interesting conversation with me today. Oh yeah? About what? Handed her the folder. Watched her face change as she read. Confusion, then shock, then something that looked like she wanted to throw up. They did this without telling me? Her voice went up. 70%? Your condo? When did they? She grabbed her phone, called her mom right there. Put it on speaker without asking if I minded. Good. Mom, what is this prenup? Why didn't you tell me you were doing this? Her mom's voice went all smooth. Sweetie, we were handling the business side so you wouldn't stress about it. It's standard protection for women entering marriage. Standard? He gets 30% of his own property if we divorce? That's not standard. That's theft. Darling, you need to think long term. What if he leaves after you have children? What if he doesn't? What if we're happy? You're planning for my divorce before my wedding. Her dad's voice in the background. If he has a problem with it, that tells you something about his commitment. My fiancé's hand was shaking. If you had a problem with him, you should have said something before now. Not ambush him with this. We'll discuss this later when you're calmer, her mom said. Don't you dare hang up on me. You went behind my back. You cornered my fiancé in your living room. This is... Click. They hung up. My fiancé stared at her phone, looked at me. I didn't know. I swear to God I had no idea they were planning this. I know. What are you gonna do? Good question. Sign it and start my marriage under their thumb? Refuse and have them blow up the wedding? Not signing that, I said. Question is what you're gonna do. She looked at the prenup again, then at me. I'm going over there tomorrow. We're settling this. Update 1. The settling this conversation went about as well as lighting a match in a gas station. My fiancée went to her parents' place the next morning. Came back looking like she'd been through a war. They won't budge. Like, at all. She dropped onto the couch. Kept saying every smart woman protects herself, that I'm being naive, that you're manipulating me against them. What'd you say? That we're not doing it, that if we want a prenup, it'll be fair and mutual, that they had no right to go behind my back. How'd that go over? She laughed, but there was no humor in it. Mom cried, like, full breakdown. How can you choose some man over your own parents who only want what's best for you? Dad was quieter. Just said I'd regret this when you drain my accounts and leave me with nothing. The entitlement was breathtaking. They genuinely believed they should control the terms of our marriage. They're threatening to pull wedding funding, my fiancé said quietly. Context. They'd offered to cover about $28,000 of our $45,000 wedding budget. Everything was planned, deposits paid, invitations sent. Then we scale down, I said. Backyard wedding, smaller guest list. I don't care. I care. She looked up at me. Not about the big wedding. I care that they think money gives them control over my life. Her phone buzzed. Group text. Her parents sent it to her, both her brothers, and somehow her work email. We are disappointed in the choices being made. Until our daughter sees reason, we are withdrawing all financial support for this wedding. We love you, but cannot support a marriage that isn't properly protected. They copied my work email? My fiancé's voice went flat. My work email. Her phone started ringing immediately. Her oldest brother. She answered on speaker. What? What are you doing? Her brother sounded annoyed. Just sign the thing. I had a prenup. So did he, meaning the other brother. It's not a big deal. Did yours give your wife 70% of everything you owned before you even met her? Pause. Well, no, but then it's not the same. This is insulting to both of us. You're gonna blow up the family over a piece of paper? They're blowing up my wedding over their need to control me. Don't put this on me. She hung up. Phone rang again immediately. Other brother, she declined it. Then her mom started the real campaign, called every day. Long emotional calls about family loyalty and trust, and we only want what's best for you, sweetie. Her dad took a different route, started emailing her articles, divorce statistics, women who got financially destroyed in divorces, horror stories about prenups that should have been signed, each one with a little note. Just want you informed, princess. Classic good cop, bad cop. Mom with the tears, dad with the logic. But the thing that really showed their playbook? Her mom called my mom. My mom's a retired nurse, doesn't suffer BS gladly. She called me up laughing. Got the strangest call today. Your future mother-in-law wanted to express concerns about the marriage and ask if I could talk sense into you. Told her my son's got plenty of sense and she should mind her business. What'd you do to piss them off? Explained the whole prenup situation. So they want 70% of your condo because their daughter might have kids someday? Tell them to pound sand with both feet. Already did. Good. You need money for the wedding if they backed out? We'll figure it out. Thanks though. My fiancé started wavering about a week into this. Not about marrying me, about standing up to them. Maybe we should just sign something, she said one night. Not their version, but like a reasonable prenup? Show we're willing to meet them halfway? Meet them halfway to what? They ambushed us, went behind your back, threatened the wedding. Now you want to give them what they want. Not what they want, just something, so this can stop. It won't stop. You give an inch, they'll take a mile. They'll have concerns about our house, our jobs, our kids. It never stops with people like this. She got defensive. They're my parents. I can't just cut them off. Nobody's asking you to cut them off, but you can't let them run our marriage. First real fight we'd had in months. She slept in the spare room. I laid in bed staring at the ceiling, wondering if I was the one being unreasonable. Next morning she came out, eyes red. You're right, I don't know how to handle them. We handle them together. Boundaries, they can be in our lives but not in control of our lives. She nodded, but I could see the fear, the guilt, the ingrained training of putting her parents' feelings first. That's when they sent the letter. Actual certified mail. Came to both our addresses. I opened mine first, took a photo, sent it to my fiancée. Her response, "You've got to be kidding me." The letter outlined their terms for reconciliation. 1. Sign the prenuptial agreement as drafted, no modifications. 2. Postpone the wedding until we complete premarital counseling with a therapist of their selection. 3. Move the wedding to their country club. We'd already booked a vineyard. 4. Grant them consultation rights on major life decisions for the first 5 years of marriage. Oh, and if we agreed to all this, they'd generously increase their contribution to 75% of wedding costs. My fiancée called me from her classroom during lunch. Consultation rights on our life decisions? Saw that. This is insane. They've lost their minds. What do you want to do? Long pause. Could hear kids playing in the background at her school. I want to marry you. Small ceremony, just people who actually support us. I want to tell them they can come if they drop this, or stay home if they can't, and I want to stop answering their calls until they apologize. You sure? I'm sure. We sent a joint email response. We will not be signing the proposed prenup or agreeing to your terms. Our wedding will proceed as planned on the original date at the original venue, scaled to our budget. You are invited to attend and celebrate with us or not, your choice. This conversation is over. Hit send at the same time from both our emails. Her mom called 31 times in 3 hours. We didn't answer. Update 2. They declared war. First strike came at my fiancé's workplace. Her mom showed up at the elementary school during school hours, caused a full scene in the front office, crying about how we were making a terrible mistake and she needed to see her daughter immediately. The principal had to intervene. My fiancée got called out of her classroom, walked into the office to find her mom sobbing to the school secretary about losing her baby girl to a manipulative man. Principal was polite but firm. Ma'am, this isn't appropriate. You need to leave. My fiancé had to sit in the principal's office afterward, explain the family drama, promise it wouldn't happen again. Principal was understanding, but also clearly concerned. Because nothing says stable teacher like your mom causing scenes at your workplace. She called me from her car after, voice shaking. She came to my school, in front of my coworkers, parents dropping off kids, everyone. I'm sorry. Stop apologizing for them. You're not the one who... God, this is so messed up. Second strike. They called our wedding venue, claimed they were the ones who'd paid the deposit and wanted to cancel the reservation. The venue coordinator called us confused because our names were on the contract and our card was charged. Had to send proof of payment and explicitly tell them that only we had authorization to make changes. The coordinator was apologetic, but also clearly weirded out. We've never had family members try to cancel someone else's wedding, she said. That's unusual. Third strike made my blood boil. My boss called me into his office. Got a strange call today. Your future father-in-law? My stomach dropped. What did he say? Wanted to express concerns about your mental state and whether you were handling stress appropriately. Suggested the company should check on your well-being. He paused. Want to tell me what's actually going on? Explained briefly. Future in-laws unhappy about wedding decisions trying to cause problems. My boss nodded. Figured it was something like that. For the record, your work's been fine, but if they call again, I'm having HR send a cease and desist. Can't have people harassing our employees. They tried to sabotage my job. Actually called my workplace to make me look unstable. It gets worse, my fiancé said that night. They're calling wedding guests. What? My cousin just called, said my mom contacted her saying the wedding was postponed due to unforeseen circumstances and she'd get updated information soon. We had to send a mass email to every single guest. Please disregard any communication from her parents' names. The wedding is happening as scheduled. See you there. Humiliating, having to tell 90 people that my future in-laws were actively trying to sabotage our wedding, but they weren't done. Her mom tried to organize an intervention. Contacted both brothers, some aunts and uncles, even her godmother. Wanted everyone to sit my fiancé down and talk sense into her. Her middle brother called to warn us. Mom's planning something this weekend, family meeting at their place. She wants you to come, have everyone tell you you're making a mistake. I'm not going. This is crazy. But heads up. We stayed home that weekend. Ignored the doorbell when they showed up at our apartment building. They waited in the lobby for an hour before building security asked them to leave. My neighbor texted, "People downstairs asking about you. Want me to say you moved?" Almost said yes. But the text that really showed their entitlement came from her mom after they left. All of this could stop if you just listened to reason. We're only doing this because we love you and want to protect you. Sign the prenup, postpone until you're thinking clearly, and everything goes back to normal. The choice is yours, sweetheart. The choice is yours. Like she was doing us a favor. Like we were being difficult. My fiancé's response: "You came to my workplace, you tried to sabotage his job, you lied to our wedding guests, you harassed us at home. This isn't love, this is control. We're done communicating until you apologize and respect our boundaries." She blocked their numbers, blocked them on social media, sent emails to every vendor with photos of her parents. These individuals are not authorized to make any changes to our event. Please verify all requests directly with us. I called a family lawyer, just to understand our options. The lawyer was straightforward. What they're doing is harassment, the workplace interference especially. You could file for a restraining order if they don't stop. But that's nuclear. Might not be worth it unless they escalate to threats or stalking. What about the prenup itself? I asked. If we'd signed it, would it hold up? She actually laughed. Probably not. Courts don't like grossly one-sided prenups, especially with evidence of coercion. The ambush, the tight deadline, threatening to cancel the wedding. A lawyer could argue duress and get it tossed. They probably knew that. They just wanted control. Told my fiancé what the lawyer said. Something clicked in her eyes. They knew it might not even be legal. They just wanted me to feel protected and you to feel less than. They wanted to start our marriage with me having power over you. Yeah. She was quiet for a long time. Then, I don't want them at the wedding. You sure? If they're there, they'll cause a scene. They'll find some way to make it about them, about how we're making mistakes. I'd rather have them not there than spend my wedding day managing their feelings. We sent one final message through her middle brother. You are not invited to our wedding. Your behavior has been unacceptable. Do not contact us, our employers, our vendors, or our guests. Further harassment will result in legal action. Her brother reported back. They're pissed. Dad's talking about exposing who he really is. Mom's crying. Just be ready for whatever comes next. Exposing what? My fiancé asked me. You're like the most boring person alive, no offense. Some taken. I mean it lovingly. But seriously, what are they gonna expose? Your crippling addiction to reorganizing the spice rack. Made me laugh despite everything. But the threat hung there. What would they do next? Final update. Got married 4 days ago. My wife, still getting used to that word, looked incredible. Cried during the vows, which I wasn't planning to do, but whatever. It was perfect. Her parents didn't show up, thank God. But the lead-up was a nightmare. After we uninvited them, they went radio silent for about a week. Thought maybe they'd finally backed off. Wrong. Her dad sent a certified letter to our apartment. Official law firm letterhead, the whole 9 yards. Inside, a cease and desist letter accusing me of alienation of affection and undue influence. Threatened legal action if we proceeded with the wedding without a mutually agreed upon prenuptial agreement approved by both families' legal counsel. Took it to the lawyer I'd consulted. She skimmed it, tossed it in her trash can. Alienation of affection isn't even a thing in this state anymore. And approved by both families' legal counsel? Not how prenups work. This is a scare tactic from a lawyer who took their money knowing it's garbage. Ignore it. So we did. Then her mom created a Facebook event. Family celebration, scheduled for our wedding day, same time. Invited all the extended family, distant cousins, family friends. Description: a gathering to support family values and wise decision-making in challenging times. A competing event to pull people away from our wedding. About half the extended family saw through it immediately. Messaged us asking what was happening. We explained briefly. Most came to our wedding. The other half went to her parents' thing. Fine. Didn't want them there anyway. Her mom posted photos afterward. Her dad, my fiancé's oldest brother and his family, and maybe 15 relatives. All dressed up, holding champagne glasses, smiling for the camera. Caption: celebrating true family values with those who stand by their principles. Family first, values matters. My wife saw it through a cousin who showed her. Just shook her head. They threw themselves a party to spite us on our wedding day. You okay? I asked. Honestly? Yeah. I'm sad they chose this, but they chose it, not me. She'd been seeing a therapist for a few weeks by then. Working through the guilt and family dynamics helped a lot. Day before the wedding, her oldest brother called. I'm not coming tomorrow. Mom and Dad are really hurt. I need to support them, but I hope you guys will be happy. Thanks for letting us know, my wife said, voice completely flat. After she hung up, down to one. Her middle brother had been quietly supportive, sent a gift with a note apologizing for not being brave enough to come, but wishing us well. At least one sibling had some spine. We hired security for the wedding. 2 off-duty cops. Gave them photos of her parents, with strict instructions not to let them in. They never showed up. Danced with my wife in my aunt's backyard under string lights, surrounded by 40 people who actually loved us. Worth every bit of drama. Honeymoon was a long weekend at a bed and breakfast upstate. Turned off our phones for 3 days straight. Came back to 22 missed calls from various family members and 1 email that made my jaw drop. Her parents had sent a mass email to everyone. Everyone. People who came to our wedding, people who went to their party, distant relatives who weren't invited to either. Subject line, a mother's heartbreak. It was a manifesto. Detailed everything from their perspective. How they reasonably requested basic legal protection for their daughter. How I manipulated and isolated her from her family. How they tried everything to prevent this mistake, but were cruelly excluded from their own daughter's wedding. Painted themselves as victims. Painted me as a controlling villain. Some people bought it, most didn't. The ones who knew us sent screenshots with messages like they're unhinged and you dodged a bullet not having them there. My wife read the whole thing, then spent an hour crafting a response. Sent it to the same distribution list. This will be my only statement. My parents drafted a prenuptial agreement behind my back, demanding 70% of my fiancé's assets, including property he owned before we met. When we refused and offered to discuss a fair agreement instead, they threatened to cancel our wedding. When that didn't work, they showed up at my workplace, called his employer to make him look unstable, lied to our wedding guests, and harassed us at our home. We set boundaries. They violated them repeatedly. We got married surrounded by people who support us. I'm happy, I'm safe, and I'm exactly where I choose to be. I won't be responding to further questions. Hit send. Blocked everyone who replied, demanding more explanation or telling her she owed her parents an apology. Her dad made one last attempt through her middle brother's wife. We're willing to reconcile if she apologizes and agrees to attend counseling with our pastor. My wife's response, no. That was a month ago. Radio silence since then. We've settled into married life. Same apartment, same routines, but it feels different. Lighter, like we cut off a weight we'd been carrying. The financial hit was real though. Wedding cost us about $19,000 out of pocket. Our portion plus covering what they pulled. Wiped out most of our savings. We're rebuilding slowly. My wife picked up some summer tutoring. I'm doing freelance IT work on weekends. It's tight but manageable. We met with an estate attorney, got everything documented properly. Wills, power of attorney, all of it. If something happens to me, she gets everything. Because I chose to give it to her. Not because her parents demanded it in their insane prenup. She opened a separate savings account, building her own safety net that they can't see or touch. We talk about the future sometimes, maybe kids in a few years. But we're both wary. Will her parents try to claim grandparents' rights? Will they show up at a hospital? Don't know. Cross that bridge later. For now, we're just living, working, building our life. My wife still gets sad sometimes. Mourns what she thought her relationship with her parents was. I don't try to fix it. Just hold her when she needs it. Think they'll ever apologize? She asked last night. No, they think they were right. They think we're the ones who screwed up. Yeah, she was quiet. That's what I think too. Does it change anything? No. I chose you. I chose us. I chose my own life, even if it cost me them. The revenge wasn't some dramatic public call-out. It was just living well, being happy, building a marriage based on partnership instead of control. Her parents wanted power over our relationship. They got nothing. No access, no leverage, no say. They threw a spite party while we celebrated with people who actually cared about us. They sent manifestos that mostly got ignored. They're sitting in their house, probably still convinced they were right, while we're here in our apartment, actually happy. That's the consequence. They chose control over connection. Pride over their daughter. They got exactly what they chose. My wife and I got each other. A marriage built on trust and equal partnership. The knowledge that we stood up for ourselves when it mattered. Not the ending I expected when I sat down in that formal living room and opened that manila folder. But honestly, I'll take this over a marriage that started with their 70-30 prenup and a lifetime of their interference. We're good. Really good. That's enough.